stopped when I zoomed all the way out. Might be okay now. I'm ready to take controls.
Alright, let me land in this courtyard here. This one's tricky because of the light pole.
Nice.
Alright, let me get us up in the air because I forget if it's just me and Bob or if it's me and you too. Whenever we switch control setups, you know, my controller to your controllers or whatever, it just, you know, if we're close to the ground, it'll fucking make us crash or shoot up in the air.
I think what happens is it depends on what my throttle position is when I take over, right?
Yeah, probably.
So the hypothesis would be we're on the ground, my throttle's at minimum, so it should stay on the ground.
Right, yeah. Well, I guess we could test that theory out. Alright, so I'm at 655 feet level, going 84 knots. Go ahead and take controls.
So we should drop immediately.
Okay.
Or not. Fuck it.
Huh, interesting.
Actually, let me think about this.
Well, let's test a couple of variations if you want to, well, because I'm curious to see what happens when we switch back too.
Yeah. You want to take them back, or?
Yeah, I got them. I'm taking over now. Huh, okay, everything stayed the same. Let's try on the ground. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that, we're set up for a straight in.
Nice.
Totally planned that.
It may also depend too on the relationship between the keyboard and the analog control, because by default the keyboard control defaults to 0. So if the analog control is all the way down, the keyboard may override that. So I think if we want to just rule this out altogether, if we're on the ground and I have my throttle all the way up, it'd be interesting to see if we shoot up or not. So let's try like the reverse of that.
Alright, sounds good. You can't stick it right on the numbers there.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost.
So right now my throttle is all the way up.
Alright, switching to control, unlocking controls. Alright, you can go ahead and take them whenever.
And we shoot up.
Alright,
So
I'm taking controls back.
yeah.
Alright, now, and your throttle was full up, you said, right?
Yeah.
Alright, now let's try it full down.
Full down. Nothing should happen because we're on the ground is I think the hypothesis here.
Yeah. Alright, unlocking controls. Go ahead and take them whenever.
I have controls.
Alright.
So what makes sense to me is that the difference between throttle all the way down when we're in the air and throttle all the way up on the ground is that throttle all the way up on the ground is gonna be read as being higher than like the digital control, which is like the neutral.
Yeah.
So I think it's a difference in the way that they read neutral. So
Yeah,
you just have to watch.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that, yeah. So I guess when we're up in the air, have, like, the throttle should be at halfway, right, for you guys?
So
Is that how I'm reading that?
It doesn't matter. So if we go back up in the air, right?
Yeah.
If we go back up in the air, and what happened before was the first test we did, my throttle was all the way down, so we expected that we would drop, but we didn't. We just stayed neutral. The hypothesis being that it's reading 0 on the analog and 0 on the digital, so the digital's gonna, like, the digital is like the keyboard is like the default unless you overwrite it with the analog. So,
Okay.
so I think what will happen is if we do this again in the air, if if I have the throttle all the way up and you're neutral, when I take controls, I just put the throttle all the way up, sorry.
That's all good. Actually, go ahead and put us back down, and I want to see what happens. Well, your throttle's going to be all the way down, and then I'm going to take controls and see, because I've taken control and shot up before too.
Yeah, but sometimes it's because you give control away when your throttle's all the way in the air. I think that's the big thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the HUD.
You got to turn it. I might only have the HUD, but you might have to turn yours on.
Yeah, I was looking for the control. So what I think is going to happen is if we're in the air, controls released.
Ah, look at that. We shot up.
Yeah. So I think if...
So let's try that again. Have your throttle all the way down and take control again.
Throttle all the way down, taking control.
Alright, now I'm going to take control back. Alright, so that was you releasing control. This is me taking control. Nothing happens.
Right.
Interesting. Okay. So I guess from now on, if we're doing that, then I've got to take control, and that way I override whatever controls are, so my controls are just neutral, so we'd be sitting here on the ground.
Right, so what I think is going to happen is if we're in the air, and I take control and my throttle's all the way up, like if we're just neutral, and my throttle's all the way up, once we're in the air, we'll still shoot up, because I think it's going to override the neutral. I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay. Alright, let me get us going here. Let me get us our climb stabilized here. Alright. Go ahead and take controls when you're ready.
Okay, my throttle's all the way up, taking control.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So the analog has to be higher than 0 for it to register against the neutral of the keyboard.
Well, now we know.
Science.
Science.
Experimentation.
Apparently those guys are doing live fire down there.
Ooh. I don't have any radio set, actually.
I was just talking to him on 5.5. Nobody else is here to talk to.
I know, it's so barren.
I got that guy to add the ATIS to the helicopters, though.
So does that mean we're going to be seeing more weather conditions?
No, it just means, like, if we want to, we can go into ACE interactions on the vehicle, and there'll be an ATIS option, and you can click it, and you get it played back to you real quick. A little bit of immersion there. Nothing crazy, though.
It'd be immersion if there was actually, the need to check the weather, right? Like, nobody's going to be like, yeah, it's sunny, that's great. It's not going to, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, the maps aren't big enough for that.
Yeah.
Like, but I did notice, though, that, oh man, I forgot. Westworld.
No, there was our last thing. I don't remember if it was Kalal Afghan. I know it was Kalal Afghan where we had the fog, but there was at least one time where we were doing shit and it was raining. It was awesome. I was like, we should do this more.
Yeah. I don't know. We had the very last mission we did when I was the only pilot on that last map we were on. I was legit off of the eastern side of the map. It was dark outside with no moon, and I had to fly off the map to bring him in quietly,
Yeah.
And I could not distinguish the terrain at all.
Yeah, I had a lot of that.
I was 100 feet off the deck flying IFR. It was nuts.
Yeah, we did a lot of IFR flying. Like, that check mark should be gone for all of us.
Yeah.
We definitely should do more of that during this training cycle. I know we did some last night where, not intentionally, but we were doing a night op, and I totally blew the landing because I couldn't see the ridge and I couldn't see the target, and it was bad.
Yeah. Well, you play with those shitty MVGs too, so.
Yeah. I love the pain.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's more like I value my field of view. I tried some of the wider ones, and they really actually weren't that much brighter.
Yeah, I mean, you're your screen is far bigger than any of ours. Like, those panoramic ones,
Yeah.
they pretty much, like, give me my whole field of view. Like, there's a small box around the edge of my screen, but for you, it's way different.
Yeah, it's way different. Especially when, like, my view can, the only thing I don't like that's actually problematic is that the alpha mask of the nods obscures my GPS.
Yeah, that's annoying.
That's the biggest problem I have. It's, sometimes I can see it through.
I think you, like, not the C-tab thing, but actually, you might want to try not the micro dagger, the actual in-game GPS. I think you should be able to move that and, like, put it more or less towards the, like, on the piece of the screen that you can actually see.
Oh, I forgot about
for nighttime
that.
stuff.
Although I will say that piece of the screen is actually relatively tiny, and it's an important. The GPS obscuring that part of the cockpit window would probably not be worth it.
Yeah, and the only reason I'm suggesting is because you can more or less see through it, but I don't know how it'd be at night.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see here. What do we got options-wise?
Hangman Romeo, this is 05, interrogative. How are you guys on ArmA?
Stand by 1 second.
You still hear me, right?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Get over into Zeus. Going on with Lango.
What's he up to?
Standing there.
Is he still at base?
Yeah, I just teleported him over to where Carter was. I'm needy like that.
Hangman Romeo, Odin 7.
This is 05, send it.
Be advised, overall, we are orange on ammo. We have 2 on last mag, everything else is green.
What?
Solid copy. I'll give you guys an arsenal, and then tell Hollingsworth to prepare for a PO, or Aussie PO. I copy, over.
Good copy.
What are we up to? Landing on rooftops.
Fuck yeah. It's like we could be at the arsenal, I think. Is this Chinook an arsenal? I don't know.
I don't think so. I'm kinda wanting to spawn a little sniper dude and run over there and start shooting at him.
Somebody's not watching their 6. Pow. Or better yet, bang, bang, bang.
I know, right? Let me spawn a surrogate right next to Carter and tell him that.
Hey, once everybody's topped up on ammo, go ahead and hop back online. ship had to reconnect, so. Who's that Warren over there? How you looking at him? Alright, Roger, we're green.
Alright. Take control of apparently they just killed 8 squads of dudes.
Nice.
Everybody keep driving.
Ooh, you do the lighthouse drill with this thing.
I was like thinking about that.
That lighthouse drill is cool.
It's also really practical. I actually was doing that the other night, that last stop we did in Africa with the AH-6. I was just pedaling around
Yeah.
the presidential palace. Chinook makes the lighthouse look tiny though.
Yeah, it does.
Did you do that with our recruit? Or candidate?
I did not. I didn't think about it. We didn't fly much. Also, I really don't like when people use the advanced flight model. I just don't.
I know.
So,
I've never used it.
I'm not. I mean, you could probably figure it out. There's some other stuff that goes into it, and it's way too unforgiving, in my opinion.
So real helicopters aren't like unforgiving like that?
No.
Set.
Like it's typical ArmA, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right side field.
ArmA's never been fantastic as a physics simulator.
Yeah.
It's not what it was intended for either, though, necessarily.
Alright, I'm remote controlling somebody. I'll be back in a minute.
Cool.
Cornfield. Set. Feeling back. Set. Left side field. Feeling. Set. Contact front, 120 meters. Left side field. Alright, everybody form into a column. We got cover behind this fucking hill. Everybody form into a column. Set. Set. Alright, I'm feeling. Next man, feel back. Feeling. Make sure we're in a column, guys. Set. Let's go. Number 1 man, peel. Feeling. We were supposed to be in a file. Beach, go, peel. Feeling. Where's there? Set. Feeling. Contact front. Let's go. Get him, guys. Get him, get him, get him. Healing. Suppress him if you can.
Oh, goddamn.
What were you
That
doing?
was funny as shit. Oh, man, I was just, so
Feeling.
So, I'm running with all the other AI guys, right, to go and kill them.
Yeah.
And I come up over a hill, and I can't see them, but I can see Carter and Lango standing there, so I shoot Lango in the face with my machine gun. And, then I run up over a hill, and they're all just standing there in a giant group with each other, and I just start like hip firing around them, like I've seen all my bullets like ping around them and shit.
Feeling.
Like everybody turned and started firing at me. Oh, that was funny. Enjoyed that.
Set. Alright, I'm out of ammo, guys.
What's our fuel?
Our fuel is we're on the ground. 100.
Oh, okay. I don't have any gauges, so...
You can't turn them on?
No, there's no HMD option.
That's weird. You want to switch seats?
I'm good.
I've
This has been,
got it over here.
this has been a good drill for my awareness. I really kind of rely on the HMD a lot.
Set.
Ah, I gotcha. So secondary gauges, I mean, obviously you got the attitude indicator, but the, never mind. This helicopter doesn't have
Airspeed.
any other gauges.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't have
crazy.
airspeed.
VSI is like non-existent. The VSI is probably the single one I use the most when like judging landings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's tougher at night, definitely.
Feeling.
About the
Oh,
VSI.
yeah. I don't know. Go ahead, give it a try. I'm gonna stare at these gauges and see what changes.
Okay.
Maybe something has a readout.
Yeah, I'm not sure if any of the like the oil and the PSI or
Roger,
whatever
suppress
the
close.
fuck
Gates
is.
are close.
I don't know. I'll keep an eye on them while we're going.
So I know there's like, I think the altimeter is what's
Peel,
running
peel, peel.
on the left side of mine.
And I gotta turn my HUD off. Yeah, VSI doesn't really work though.
Feeling.
Just spins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, none of these gauges actually function.
Yeah, the only one that does is the heading and the, which you could get from a GPS, and the attitude.
Yeah.
Alright, everybody, this time.
I guess you can pull the micro dagger up for speed and VSI though.
All ass back to start point. Yeah, if you got a smoke, toss it.
Did not realize it gave you that, albeit in metric.
Yeah. But as a backup, it works.
Oh yeah, it's definitely better than nothing.
Alright, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go and... give me 2 seconds, I'm gonna go see how that was with those guys.
Alright, get back on the head goes. Yeah, everybody consolidate back on the head goes. Let's get a H report. Yeah, look good, guys.
Bow, bow, bow. They seem to enjoy themselves.
What are they doing?
They're all just standing around right now. I do the PT thing. I always forget how to do that. Oh, player, here we go.
PT belt?
I'm making Lango do squats.
Guess what, fucker? It's leg day.
I don't think anybody's watching him though. Dunlap is sitting there like just watching. I'm done fucking with those guys right now. Oh, goody, we're on the ground. Mind if I give it a try?
Sure. We're on the Spartan.
Where are we at?
Spartan. We're on the Spartan.
Oh, I don't even know where that is.
We're at the very
Alright,
southern
take
tip.
controls. Oh, okay. You know, I've legitimately never even seen this area before.
We've taken a group photo here at least once.
Nolan Labby.
Fuck yeah. We don't actually have much down here. That's why we don't really come down here that often.
Not much to do. Gratis itself isn't very much terrain.
No. Why don't we ever use the Altus map that we made?
Oh, because Leclerc doesn't like it because he built this one and he wants everybody to use this one and it's more realistic apparently.
This one does not suit our needs, thus it's not realistic.
Yeah, I know. No, like I've specifically designed the Altus map within the ArmA world, not within his realism world. You know what I mean?
Oh jeez.